Hi folks, here's our update for English 560 week number 3, the week of September 14th. This week we'll pick up The Tragedy of King Richard II. Quiz is now available, and I'll ask you to have it completed by midnight Tuesday the 15th. If you can also have your initial response blog posted by that evening, that would be terrific. I'll be interested in your reactions to this play. Shakespeare was working on it at about the same time he was writing A Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet. It's usually dated to about 1596, 1595. And you'll see some of the same interests in lyric poetry that we've been seeing in A Midsummer Night's Dream. And the play also does some interesting things with genre. In our anthology, it's called a tragedy, although in the first folio it's titled The Life and Death of King Richard II, and it's included among the history plays. Just as the last act of Dream and its parallels with Romeo and Juliet raise questions about the relationship between comedy and tragedy, this play asks us to think about the nature of tragedy and its role in history. The history play isn't a popular style these days, but it had a tremendous vogue in early modern England, and Shakespeare was even then recognized as one of its chief practitioners. What's the point of history, though? And why, and what can make history comic or tragic? Those are topics well worth exploring in this play for me. Richard II also contains a couple of long monologues that have become famous independently of the play itself. Sir John of Gaunt's celebration of "this sceptred isle, this England," and Richard's mournful "let us sit upon the ground and tell sad tales of the deaths of kings." These passages can give us a chance to talk about the relationships between characters, their language, and the dramatic contexts in which they appear. Finally, Richard himself is a fascinating character. He is the rightful king, born into the job. Everybody acknowledges that he is the person who should be on the throne. But he's also pretty terrible at the job. In him, Shakespeare is exploring a question that was deeply troubling to his contemporaries at the end of Queen Elizabeth's reign. What determines a monarch's authority? And how should a people respond when the monarch abuses that authority or fails in his or her duties? Finally, I should remind you that this week I'd like to receive your backgrounds assignment. The details of that are in the syllabus, but please let me know if you have any questions. Basically, I'd like to be able to start a side conversation about the historical and cultural backgrounds of Shakespeare's work, and this seemed like a good way to do that. I look forward to hearing from you.